Hi everyone, it is Thursday, January 15th, 2015, and it's time for Throwback Thursday. And I thought I would talk about probably one of the luckiest days in my life. One of the moments where I was like, wow, that was crazy. Um, so for the purpose of the story, I'll just set it up a little bit in the sense of this is one of those stories that when you're younger, you just think that you're invincible. Nothing can happen to you. No harm can happen to you. So you don't even think about the consequences or the things that potentially could happen to you. You don't think about those things. You just do them. And this is point in case one of those things. When I was younger and still in high school, one of my friends and we all got there was like four of us and we got together and um, they were like, we're going to go rollerblading. And they go, do you want to come? And I said, I don't have rollerblades. And he's like, well, I got a pair for you. And I'd never been rollerblading before in my life. And I was going and it didn't have a helmet. It didn't have pads, nothing. I should never have done this. But when you're a kid, you don't think these things and you're like, surely nothing's going to happen. And as you're older, you're like, yeah, I could have cracked my head open. I could have broken an arm. I could have any number of things. But the crazy thing is, it's not just that I went rollerblading, it's what happened while I was rollerblading. And so this, we went rollerblading throughout the day and went rollerblading in car garages, and it was a lot of fun, but kind of crazy. Um, and got to the end of the day, and we were going to go see a movie. I think it was Alien 3 or something like that. So I'm really dating myself right now. But anyways, it was back in the time when movies actually sold out, and rarely that happens now. But it was sold out, and for the 7 o'clock showing, so we had some time to kill. And we were driving around, and one of my friends in the car spotted this long stretch of road that had just newly been paved because there was a lot of construction of new housing and stuff going in, and this road had newly been paved. And he's like, hey, let's go rollerblading holding onto a car. And 16-year-old me went, yeah! And so I jumped in, and we I was on the driver's side and my friend was on the passenger side, and the two guys were in the car, and we were driving and slowly going, getting up to speed. And I looked down at my blades, and at first they're okay. Then all of a sudden they actually started to smoke. There was smoke coming out of my blades. I think it was because the bearings were going too fast for what they were made for. And I said, okay, I've had enough. Can you slow down? And my friend on the other side of the car wanted to go faster. I guess he had nicer blades or whatever, and so they could go faster. And I said, okay, fine, we'll slow down enough for me to let go. And there's this whole thing about when you're driving on the highway and you've been going like 100, for example, and then you come off the highway and you're now going the speed limit local to normal roads, and um, it's called speed lag. So what ends up happening is that slower speed feels much slower than what it actually is. And so I'm holding on to the side of the car, and I'm not looking at the speedometer, not anything. I'm just like going by feel, and I'm like, okay, it feels like it's a good time to let go. As soon as I let go, the driver says, what are you doing? And the car goes, whoa, it speeds off. And now I know I'm in a really bad space. If I think back now, and I know that if I just kept on going straight, I probably would have been better off because I would have just slowed down, and I would have slowed down fairly quickly. But in the moment, I was like, there's this beautiful green grass, freshly sodded field to the left of me. And I'm like, if I can just go turn slowly enough, I can make it to the field, and I'm not going to get hurt nearly as much as I would if I hit pavement. And as soon as I started to turn my foot, make the turn, I flipped. I went up in the air immediately. And somehow what happened was I flipped, but I landed, and I landed on my blade. So my bum was sitting on my rollerblade. And I slid for like, I think 10 feet, scraped up the bottom side of one of the blades. And the incredible thing was, the only thing that happened to me was I had a scrape on my knee, and the buttons on my shorts melted off. That was it. Those were the two things. The guy who was driving the car whips around, comes back to me, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." And he's like, "Well, I looked in the back in the rearview mirror, and you were just bouncing all over the pavement." I was like, "Surely he's gonna be dead, and we gotta like get you to the hospital real fast." And I'm like, "No, I'm good. Let's go see the movie." That was the story. But I mean, I look back now and I go, man, I was lucky. That was probably one of the luckiest days in my life, and I dodged a bullet. Um, I have great I have great admiration for the people who do this kind of stuff every day. And one of my favorite videos, I'm going to post the link down in the links below. Is there's this Red Bull video um, connected with GoPro, and it's a guy who makes this long jump, long jump, and it was a world record attempt, and in mid jump, you can see the oh no moment when he knows he's not going to make it. He's fine. Like, spoiler alert, the video is safe and he's good. But I'm pretty sure that was my face in the moment when I was going up and over. But I have a great deal of admiration for the guys who do this on a daily basis and who push the limits of their body and push the limits of what is humanly possible. So anyways, check you later. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.